Thanks, Marie. I have a little bit bigger font. It's an honor for me to be here again 30 years later, celebrating you guys re-up. I was pleased to do it the first time, and I'm more pleased to do it today. And when George phoned, he asked me if I had any, dirt on you guys. I said no. But then I thought about it for a little while, passed around a little bit, and turns out, I'm going to give you the brief history of Derry and Lynn. So in 1977, Derry and Lynn were both working in Canadian Tire in Dalhousie. Lynn was in housewares, Derry was in plumbing. But it wasn't until the Canadian Tire Christmas party that the two of them actually met.
This can't be a true story.
And they danced together for the first time. Let's just say a few more times than Derry's date was comfortable with. What are you crying for? So a little while after Christmas, Derry spotted Lynn at work walking down aisle 9 in housewares, and he decided to ask her out for a drink after work. Lynn had to run out to the parking lot and tell her dad, "Hey Dad, I got a surprise date. You're gonna have to pick me up." So off they went to the Crowchild Inn, which was funny because, neither of them drank at the time. And Lynn was a couple of months shy of her 18th birthday. Derry had, moved into the big 18 before her. But, they didn't even go into the party side of the Crowchild. They went into the lounge with the old folks, They sat there and they had a couple of Advocate or Snowball cocktails. It was very sad.
Never tell anyone another.
But there must have been some magic in those snowballs. Because, as the rest of the story goes, it just goes to prove that you can get just about everything at Canadian Tire. Well, it wasn't long after that when Lynn was walking down a different aisle. Walking down to stand beside the man that she loves, looking as radiant as she does tonight. To stand beside the man in his powder blue tux, who just a few minutes before the ceremony was caught by my mother looking into the mirror and saying, "Damn, I look so good, I'd marry me." That's a true story. Now you can cry. But they stood beside each other that day. And maybe that's what marriage is all about. Standing beside each other. Through the good times and the bad. And as Dickens would say, through the best of the times, through the worst of times. Like the time when Derry, used to referee hockey, and Lynn would go to the games, and she was always ready to defend Dury from the onslaught of the verbal abuse that was hurled at the referee. And I believe she could give as good as she could take. And, I don't remember any fisticuffs, but she stood by her man. Or that time when you guys were playing that drinking game in Europe, and Lynn wandered off somehow and just got hopelessly lost. Dury finally found her, and she's scared and crying, and this maze of tour buses out in the parking lot. Dury stood by her that time. And when they moved like 10 times in the first 10 years, they stood beside each other. It's a good thing your furniture was all on wheels. Then there was a time when Dury came home from work one day, and it was in '86. He told Lynn he just bought a golf membership. And Lynn stood beside him, screaming, "How can you buy a flipping golf membership without talking to me? I don't even play golf!" I wasn't just perfect. And there was a time at Dury's 30th birthday when Lynn found Dury rather drunk, wearing a napkin on his head, with the four corners all tied together. He was crying into his drum about how he didn't want to be 30 years old.
This is a roast.
But I told you. That night, we all stood beside Dury. Laughing our frickin' asses. And over the last couple of months, Lynn was suddenly faced with one of the biggest trials of her life. Once again, you stood beside each other, as close as two people can get. And as they say, things have a way of working themselves out when there's someone standing beside you. Like how all those moves have led you to this wonderful place that you now share together in life. And how if one of you ever became lost along life's journey, the other one was always there to find you, guide you home again. Now it turned out that Lynn became a golf fanatic. So much to Dury's chagrin, got a hole-in-one 5 years to the date before he did. And went on to shoot par last year at the Ladies City Amateur. And she can't wait to get back on the golf course. And how looking back, I'm pretty sure that Dury wouldn't feel so bad about turning 30 years old again. And how Lynn is now making a miraculous recovery. Stand beside each other and things will work out. Of course, we all know it takes a bit more than that. It requires those other intangible qualities that you both share. Devotion, faith, honor, courage, and above all, love. So please stand beside each other now. Drink in the love and warmth of your family and friends as we have the honor to stand beside you tonight. And drink a toast to your first 30 years standing together.